If you're interested in sustainable weight loss, I just want to give you this free tip. It's one of my golden tips. I'm giving it to you because I want you to get results. One of the questions that I get most often is, JT, what kind of physical exercise do I need to do in order to lose weight? And the truth is, it is the most simple and yet one of the concepts that I get the most resistance on. And it's a concept called slow burn cardio, or steady state cardio is another name for it. And it's actually, as you can see, it's a movement that is very simple and yet very powerful when it comes to decreasing body fat percentages. And so I have a heart rate monitor on here from my zone, and my heart rate right now says 115. And so I'm not trying to go over 120 beats per minute. And I want to stay here for 45 to 60 minutes, ideally 60 minutes. And that heart rate is going to guarantee that I deplete glycogen in the most efficient way possible. If you do this consistently, not only will you deplete glycogen, lose body fat percentages, lose unwanted weight, but you're also going to be able to keep the weight off forever. You're going to be able to actually not be perfect on your diet, which none of us are. And I don't know about you, but that's exciting to me because that means I can still have some mishaps and still manage to lose weight as long as I'm consistently doing slow burn cardio, a minimum of 3 days a week. But the beauty of this being low impact is that I can do it every single day, and it is what I call calorie insurance. And so if you're looking to lose body fat percentages and decrease unwanted weight in record time, slow burn cardio is the way to do it. The question that I get all the time is, what kind of exercise do I need to do in order to get in tip-top shape? More importantly, what do I need to do to lose weight and keep it off forever? So the question is usually, JT, should I go to the gym 7 days a week? How many hours should I be at the gym? And interestingly enough, inside of our program, one of the most polarizing things that we teach and say is that working out is great, but in the beginning, when you're looking to lose 25 plus pounds, it's a big uphole of your life, right? We believe in such thing as mental real estate. In other words, your brain's energy can only focus on so many things, or at least in doing things in a very efficient way, one thing at a time. And so when you're adding a bunch of dynamics to something that's already challenging, like losing weight. And so if I had to say to you, hey, I need you to work out 6 days a week, you need to plan your workouts, you need to meal prep, you need to do cardio, you need to set your alarms so you're eating in this particular cadence. If I give you all of those directions, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to do anything well at all. And so the idea initially with the Empty Your Bucket nutrition plan is that we hyper focus on nutrition, number one, and number two, this beautiful concept that once again I get the most resistance on, called slow burn cardio or steady state cardio. It's radically different from lifting weights, doing any kind of high cardiovascular intensity workouts. And most people come back and say, hey, I just did 60 minutes of slow burn cardio. I didn't sweat, I didn't hurt. Are you sure this is working, right? Because we have this tendency to think that if it's harder, most likely it's gonna bear more results, and nothing can be further from the truth. Slow burn cardio is very different than high intensity cardiovascular activities. And so for example, if you burn 8 to 1,000 calories at the gym lifting weights and you're drenched in sweat the next day and for the next 2-3 days you're sore, that feels good. But in terms of weight loss, it contributes very little. So those 8 to 1,000 calories at the gym versus 300 to 500 calories of 45-60 minutes of slow burn are way more efficient when it comes to losing body fat percentages and losing unwanted weight in record time. I know that's the thing that most people when I say that look at me like I have 4 heads, and they're like, are you serious? Like, you're telling me that I don't have to be at the gym all the time, I don't have to slave over the weights, I don't have to run, sprint, bike, swim? And the answer to that is correct. You don't have to do any of those things. One of the reasons people seek out coaching is because they want to do things smarter, not harder. Slow burn cardio is one of those very smart concepts. And recently I've noticed there's a lot of videos popping up on it. I've been talking about it for 23 years. I learned it many years ago from Anthony Robbins in a health seminar that he was putting on at the end of his Awaken the Giant Within or Unleash the Giant Within seminar. And he talked about Stu Middleman. And Stu Middleman is kind of the pioneer for steady state cardio. He studied some indigenous people in Central America that walked many miles, and he noticed that their longevity was through the roof. I mean, some of these people were living to 105, 108. They had no cavities, they never got sick, they had no kind of vaccinations or anything, and yet they were living quality lives. And so he wanted to explore and see what these men were doing. And one of the things he noticed was that they were walking at a minimum 8 to 12 miles a day. And he attributed their longevity and their health and their well-being and their cognitive health to actually walking. And they looked very, very lean. And so Stu Middleman put it into action, and he actually started training for his marathons and his triathlons by walking. And he noticed that his cardiovascular endurance even got better as he was just walking, and he was decreasing body fat percentages. He wasn't getting injured like he was before from doing all the running and all the exerting all this energy that he was exerting in order to train. And so in his book, Slow Burn Cardio, Stu Middleman talks about the benefits of actually a slow pace kind of workout versus the high intensity stuff that we're used to. So what you see here in this video is a form of slow burn cardio. The question is, what do I need to do? Do I walk? Do I do an elliptical? And the joke is you can do anything you want to do. You can sit on your couch and blink your eyes as long as you keep the heart rate range that is prescribed for your age. So that heart rate range is 220 minus your age multiplied by 0.60. That's how you get your low end. Then you take that equation again, 220 minus your age multiplied by 0.70, and that's how you get your high range. So for example, for me, I like to stay between a range of 100 to 120 beats per minute, and I keep that for 45, 60 minutes. If you can do it every day, awesome, the more the merrier. But if you can do it at least 3 days a week, you're gonna see radical changes. Even if you don't change anything about your diet, you're automatically going to see body fat percentages change. You're also going to be able to feel more satiated. Interesting enough, the slow burn cardio doesn't make you over hungry, which is a lot of what the running and the sprinting and all the high cardiovascular activities do for you. And it makes it very difficult when you're in a deficit and you're training that hard because you're always hungry. Slow burn cardio is a complete opposite of that. It's incredible what it does for your body. It's very sustainable, low impact on the body, great for cognitive health, and I can go on and on and on with the benefits. And so if you're interested in sustainable weight loss, I just want to give you this free tip. It's one of my golden tips. I'm giving it to you because I want you to get results. And I promise you that if you stay consistent with this, a minimum of 3 days a week for 45, 60 minutes in a heart rate range using the equation that I just gave you, you're going to see incredible, incredible benefits. I hope you've enjoyed this video. More importantly, I hope you put this to action. I'm JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. And if you don't have a coach, I would love to be your coach. Go to the bio and the description down below and click on one of our links, and you're going to see a link there, and we can have a chat, no strings attached. I can show you what we can do for you inside of the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. But put this tip to work first, and if it works for you, do it for 2-3 weeks. Contact me after that, and I can show you way more hacks and tricks that'll get you to where you want to be with your physical body. And of course, you're gonna be able to do that very sustainably. My name is JT. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.